Hello and welcome to Penn State Public Broadcasting's Common Ground Lobby Talk, which is produced in collaboration with Penn State's Institute for the Arts and Humanities. I'm Patty Satalia. This is an open forum, and we invite dialogue between our special guest and our live audience. Let's begin with an introduction. Dr. Ingrid Mattson is the first woman president of the Islamic Society of North America, the post she was elected to in August of 2006. In 1999, she earned her PhD in Islamic Studies from the University of Chicago and is now director of the Islamic Chaplaincy Program and professor at the McDonald Center for Islamic Studies and Christian-Muslim Relations at the Hartford Seminary in Connecticut. Muslims in America, and I think in the U.S. and in places like Europe, many people want to know, and you talked about how diverse the population is, but are Muslims interested in integrating, in separating, or in some way transforming Western culture to become a little more Islamic? How would you answer that?
Yes, to all of those things. And I think this is the key, that we have to treat Muslims as individuals, not as a collectivity. Muslims represent a broad scale, a broad range of cultural and ideological positions, just as Americans do. I think when we look in the United States and the history of religious communities in the United States, we see those utopian communities that try to be somehow a presence, a spiritual presence apart from the world, to offer an alternative to the dominant culture. And then we see those who felt that it was best to live their spirituality and their ideals right in the midst of it, and to try to be part of everyday life, but be a moral voice amidst that. So I think we find the same thing with Muslims. In the United States, I would say that the majority feel that it's best to be active, to be part of everyday society, and most Muslims do that. The Muslim community in the United States is, on average, more educated and more well-off than the average American. So we see that there tends to be more assimilation in the United States. The situation in Europe is a little bit different, and many of the Muslim communities there come from countries that were colonized by the Europeans, and now there's a kind of blowback. You know, the Europeans invaded and occupied their countries, and now these people are coming and are living in Europe, struggling with racism, struggling with European countries that are not quite as open to diversity and pluralism perhaps as the United States, and not quite as open to public expressions of religion as the United States. So the dynamic is significantly different, I believe, in Europe than in this country.